Get Spanish citizenship and European citizenship in just 2 years if you're from one of these places. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Cepee, rhymes with Peppy from SheHitRefresh.com, and I help women age 30 and over break free from a life of routine to move abroad or travel the world long term. And that's exactly what I did in 2015 when I moved from Texas to Spain. I am now 42. I'm loving my life here and don't see myself moving back anytime soon. So if you're here, you're probably looking to do something similar. So I just want to thank you so much for stopping by my channel. On this channel, I talk about moving abroad specifically for US citizens. And I'd love to invite you to like this video, turn on notifications, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any future move abroad content. All right, if you're looking to get Spanish citizenship in a quick way, then keep tuning in as I go over how certain nationalities can apply for Spanish citizenship just after 2 years, while most others have to wait until double digits before they can do that. But before we do that, I just want to give out my weekly shout out. And this week's shout out goes to Wilson Macias, I hope I pronounced that right, who commented on my video why I left the US and moved to Spain in my 30s. Wilson says, I just found your channel and want to do the same. I've been to Spain 4 times and love it. I have family over there and I want to leave New York City and go to Madrid. The American dream is overrated. It's all about being better than your neighbor and I hate it. Oh, Wilson, you don't have to tell me twice. I totally get it. I want to thank you so much for tuning into my channel and commenting. And if anyone else out there, if you'd like to get a shout out, please comment below or ask a question. And you never know, you might be my next shout out. Okay, without further ado, let's dive in and talk about today's topic of how you can get Spanish citizenship in just 2 years. So first, let's talk about how long does it take to get Spanish citizenship in general. For most nationalities, you have to be living in Spain legally for 10 years before you can apply for Spanish citizenship. And to live here legally, you have to come on a number of visas. And after you're here for 5 years, you can apply for permanent residency. So permanent residency is pretty cool because it allows you to live and work in Spain indefinitely, but it's not the same as acquiring citizenship. So again, you can acquire citizenship at 10 years. But I do want to stress that you have to be in Spain legally for those 10 years. If you're interested in your visa options to moving to Spain, I actually go over all of them in my book, I'm Outta Here, An American's Ultimate Visa Guide to Living in Europe, so check that out if you're interested. But you guys don't care about the 10 years. You're here to learn about the fast track. So with the fast track, you only have to live in Spain for 2 years legally before you can apply for citizenship. So that leads me to my next topic. And let's talk about who qualifies for this fast track to 2 years to Spanish citizenship. So this is something that I learned about a few years ago. So if you hold nationality from specific and certain former Spanish territories, then you may be eligible to apply for Spanish citizenship just after 2 years. So those are going to be people who are from the Philippines, from Andorra, and from Central and South America. This also includes Puerto Rico and Equatorial Guinea. So I won't go through the list of every country in Central and South America that qualifies, but I will drop a link below that'll be helpful for you to see if your nationality is on that list. Now, I also want to point out that if you do not hold nationality from one of these countries, but you have a parent or possibly a grandparent who does, you might be eligible to acquire their nationality, which means once you acquire that, you may be eligible to apply for Spanish citizenship. So that's definitely something to think about and consider. All right, so this may be exciting for some of you who did not know that this was an opportunity and are realizing that you may be able to become a Spanish citizen. So let's talk about what documents you will need for the application. So I'm just gonna go over some of the most important ones that you're gonna have to think about. So typically to get nationality in Spain, you do have to take a language proficiency exam. Of course, the level that you have to have is very low to pass that exam. But if you are coming from a Spanish-speaking country, you do not have to take this exam. But you will have to take an exam here that is a constitutional and sociocultural knowledge of Spain exam. So that may sound a little bit scary, but it's definitely not. It is a multiple choice exam of I think about 25 questions where they just ask you questions about Spain's history, the constitution, geography, and cultural knowledge. And the materials they give you to study for that will help you pass that test with flying colors. You will need your passport from your country of origin. And if you have multiple nationalities, you will have to show those passports. You're gonna have to show your NIE number. So that's a number that you get after you've been living in Spain. It's like your identity identification number here, so you will have to show that, as well as your Spanish ID card. You're gonna have to show your PADRÓN. So PADRÓN is basically an official proof of address showing that you do live in Spain, where you have lived, and you will have to show that. A background check from your country of origin or countries of origin. So again, if you have multiple nationalities, you're gonna have to get multiple background checks. And of course, your birth certificate that's going to have a stamp on it, an apostille stamp. So those are just some of the major documents that you're going to have to submit if you want to become a Spanish citizen. So since this may be the first time you're hearing about this information, those requirements may not make so much sense to you, but you can always come back and refer to this video once you start the process and start realizing what documents you need to find or get. All right, so let's move on to the next topic here, and that is how long does it take to actually get citizenship after applying? Just because you can apply for citizenship in Spain after just 2 years of living here doesn't mean you get it automatically. So from the time that you submit your documentation to the time you actually get your Spanish passport, that could actually take a few years. Yes, you heard me right, a few years. But there is a way to get your application to move a little bit faster, and that is to use a lawyer. So using a lawyer is going to be costly, but they can access a specific registry where they can just process things a lot faster. So it may be worth it to pay a professional to help you get your process to move a little quicker. I have also heard of people who got their Spanish citizenship pretty quickly after submitting because they submitted it themselves online. So you may want to look into that also to see what are the requirements to submit your application online, because I think if you submit it online, then you do have to get an answer back from the government. I think it's within a year. Whether you use a lawyer or apply online, if you don't hear back within a year, you can actually hire a lawyer to file an appeal for the silence. So it means you haven't got an answer, your lawyers will file an appeal, which will kind of force the courts to give you an answer, and 9 times out of 10, that answer is favorable. So that's an option also. Again, this is costly, so you do have to pay for that. As an individual, you cannot file the appeal yourself. You do have to find a lawyer to do that for you. All right, and last, what are the benefits of Spanish citizenship? Well, you will get the right to vote here. You will also be guaranteed certain basic rights under EU law. And I think the coolest part is that you will have access to the whole EU. So that basically gives you kind of EU citizenship where you can live and work in any of the 27 member states. So that's pretty cool. Well, I hope you found this video helpful, and if you think that you are eligible for Spanish citizenship because you come from one of these countries that can fast track Spanish citizenship in 2 years, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear if you're thinking about doing it, if you've done it, and if you are in the process of doing it, how that's going. And of course, as always, just want to share some extra resources here. If you're looking to move to Europe, please check out my digital book, I'm Outta Here, An American's Ultimate Visa Guide to Living in Europe, where I go over the 18, I've added an extra country in there very recently, the 18 easiest countries to move to in Europe based on viable visa options. So you'll find over 50 viable visa options out there. If you're a woman aged 30 and over, looking to move abroad or travel the world long term, please join my online community, Hit Refresh, where you'll meet over 10,000 like-minded women. There's tons of resources, inspiration, and support in there to help you make your move abroad dreams a reality. And of course, if you need more help, I am available and you can definitely work with me. So check below to find out how you can work with me and make your move abroad dreams a reality. And of course, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications so that you don't miss out on any move abroad content.